look at your home from the curb. Now estimate how much of what you see is driveway. For most American homes, the answer surprises people. The driveway takes up somewhere between 30 and 40% of the visible front yard. It's often the single largest hardscape element on the entire property, which means the material choice you make for it isn't a small decision. It's one of the biggest visual and financial decisions in your entire front yard. The problem is that most homeowners choose their driveway once, and they choose it wrong. They pick the option that looks best on install day, or the one the contractor pushes hardest. And within 5 to 10 years, they're paying to fix it, replace it, or live with visible failure that drags down the value of the entire home. Today, I'm walking you through the 5 driveway choices you'll regret the most, and the 5 that actually add real value to your home. The last real value choice is the single highest return driveway decision you can make in 2010, and most homeowners don't even consider it as an option. Let's start with the regrets. Regret 5 basic poured concrete with no sealer. We're starting with the most common regret in American driveways. Standard poured concrete, installed with no sealer, no expansion planning, and no long-term protection. It looks fine on install day. Clean, gray, functional. Homeowners think they've made a safe choice, and within 3 to 5 years the reality shows up. Concrete without a sealer absorbs oil. It stains permanently under car drips. It cracks along the expansion joints and sometimes across the middle of slabs. In cold climates, freeze, thaw cycles chip the surface. In warm climates, the sun bleaches it to a lighter, uneven shade. The material itself isn't the problem. Concrete can last decades when it's installed properly and sealed regularly. The regret comes from choosing basic concrete and doing nothing to protect it. A quality sealer applied every 3 to 5 years costs a fraction of the driveway itself and doubles its useful life. Now regret number 4 is one that looks impressive on brochures and disappointing in real life. Regret 4 stamped concrete meant to look like stone. Stamped concrete promises the look of natural stone at the price of concrete. Homeowners pay somewhere between $12 and $18 per square foot for it, thinking they're getting a premium look for a mid-range budget. And on install day, they usually are. Problem is aging. Stamped concrete fades unevenly. The dye that gives it the stone color effect washes out over 5 to 7 years, leaving patchy areas that look nothing like natural stone. The stamped pattern shows every crack more obviously than plain concrete because the crack cuts across the fake stone lines, and repairs are nearly impossible to blend. A patched section of stamped concrete never matches the surrounding surface. Appraisers don't add value for stamped concrete the way they do for real stone. Buyers who understand hardscape materials often see it as a fake premium signal, which drags perceived quality down instead of up. If you want the look of stone, either commit to real stone or choose plain concrete honestly. The middle ground of stamped concrete rarely delivers what it promises. That brings us to regret number 3, and this one is a maintenance disaster most homeowners don't see coming. Regret 3 loose gravel driveways. A gravel driveway looks appealing at first glance. Rustic, affordable, easy to install. The reality of living with one changes that quickly. Loose gravel migrates. Every time a car turns into the driveway, gravel gets pushed toward the edges. Within one season, there are bald spots down the center where the tires run and heavy piles at the edges where the gravel accumulated. Homeowners spend weekends raking it back into place. Off-snow removal is a nightmare. Every plow blade scrapes gravel off the driveway and into the lawn, damaging both. In heavy rain, the gravel washes toward the street. Weeds grow up through the gravel constantly. The upfront cost is low, often under $2 per square foot, but the ongoing cost of new gravel, weed control, and edge maintenance adds up quickly. And appraisers consistently value gravel driveways lower than any paved surface, which affects home resale directly. Now regret number 2 is the choice that ages worse than almost any other driveway material. Regret 2 blacktop asphalt without a proper base. Asphalt driveways are common because they're the cheapest option that still looks like a real driveway. The problem isn't the asphalt itself. It's how most residential asphalt driveways get installed. A proper asphalt driveway needs 6 to 8 inches of compacted stone base underneath. Most residential jobs use 3 or 4 inches to save on cost. The driveway looks identical on install day. But within 2 to 3 years, the thin base gives way and the asphalt starts sinking, cracking, and heaving. Asphalt also requires resealing every 2 to 3 years to hold up. Skip seal coats accelerate every other problem. Untreated asphalt cracks turn into potholes. Potholes turn into full section failures. And full replacement of an asphalt driveway costs the same as installing a much better surface in the first place. If asphalt is the right choice, insist on a proper base thickness and commit to the resealing schedule. If neither of those is realistic for you, choose a different material now instead of paying twice. Now regret. Number 1 is the single biggest driveway mistake homeowners make, and the money at stake is significant. Regret 1. Extending a driveway beyond what the yard needs. The oversized driveway. Homeowners add width to accommodate a third car, or lengthen it to reach a backyard shed, or widen the apron for guest parking. It seems practical during planning, and it becomes one of the most consistently regretted decisions in residential landscaping. An oversized driveway swallows the front yard. It reduces the lawn, shrinks the planting beds, and makes the entire home red as a hardscape surface with a house attached. Appraisers document this as low landscape ratio, and it directly reduces the home's assessed value. Buyers see an oversized driveway and immediately calculate the removal cost. Tearing up unwanted driveway sections is expensive, often $10 to $15 per square foot to remove and re-landscape. If you truly need more parking, consider a permeable paver expansion, which can be more easily removed by a future owner, or use gravel for the extension section. Now we flip. If this video has been helpful so far, hit the like button. And stay with me. The next 5 choices are where your driveway decision actually pays you back. Real value 1. Poured concrete with regular sealing. We're starting with the return that surprises most homeowners. Basic poured concrete installed properly with a quality sealer applied every 3 to 5 years is one of the highest return driveway materials on the market. The upfront cost is reasonable, usually between $6 and $10 per square foot, including basic finishing. The material itself lasts 30 to 50 years when it's properly maintained. And unlike stamped concrete, plain concrete ages honestly. It looks like what it is, and buyers understand exactly what they're getting. The critical detail is the sealer. A quality penetrating concrete sealer applied every 3 to 5 years costs a few $100s and prevents oil staining, freeze-thaw damage, and surface bleaching. Sealed concrete stays clean, holds its color, and resists cracking dramatically better than untreated concrete. Appraisers add real value for well-maintained concrete. Real estate agents note it in listings, and the ongoing maintenance cost is dramatically lower than any other paved surface. If your budget is limited, sealed poured concrete is the highest value driveway you can install. Real value 2. Concrete pavers with proper base preparation. Concrete pavers are the driveway choice that quietly outperforms almost every other option over a long ownership window. The upfront cost is real, usually between $15 and $25 per square foot installed. But the return over decades is significant. Individual pavers can be lifted and reset if a section shifts or utility repair is needed. Individual pavers can be replaced if one cracks. The overall surface doesn't fail all at once, the way concrete or asphalt does. It fails one paver at a time, and every failure is a simple fix. Buyers see paver driveways as a premium surface. Appraisers document them as a higher quality material, and the visual quality is dramatically better than plain concrete or asphalt. The critical detail is base preparation. A proper paver driveway needs 8 to 12 inches of compacted stone base with a sand bedding layer. Skipping the base preparation is the one way to guarantee failure, and it's the mistake most residential paver installations make. All real value number 3 is the choice that gets almost no attention but delivers real returns. All real value 3. Permeable pavers for drainage and sustainability. Permeable pavers are the driveway material most homeowners have never considered. They look similar to standard concrete pavers, but they're designed with wider gaps filled with fine gravel that allows water to drain directly through the driveway surface into the ground below. The upfront cost is comparable to standard pavers, usually between $18 and $28 per square foot. The functional benefits are significant. There's no standing water on the driveway surface. There's dramatically less runoff into the street. And in many municipalities, permeable driveways qualify for stormwater credits that reduce annual property tax assessments. Appraisers increasingly note permeable pavers as a value-add feature. Buyers who care about drainage, especially in flood-prone areas, actively look for them, and permeable driveways solve the standing water at the foundation problem that costs homeowners thousands in valuation on standard driveways. If drainage is a concern on your property, or if your municipality offers stormwater credits, permeable pavers are one of the most quietly overlooked high-return driveway choices available. That brings us to real value number 2. And this one is the choice that ages more beautifully than any other. A real value 4, real natural stone slab driveways. Real natural stone slab driveways, bluestone, granite, or thick flagstone slabs are the choice that ages better every single year. The upfront cost is significant, often between $30 and $60 per square foot installed. This is the premium end of the market, and it's not the right choice for every budget. But the return over any meaningful ownership window is dramatic. Real stone lasts 50 to 100 years. The color and texture improve as the stone weathers. Individual stones can be lifted and reset if the base shifts, and the appraisal value is significantly higher than any other material, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars on a high-end property. Real stone is the driveway equivalent of building a home with real hardwood floors instead of laminate. The upfront cost is more. The lifetime return is dramatically more. And every year the stone reads is more expensive rather than less. And now real value number 5. The single highest return driveway decision you can make in 2006. A real value, 5 downsizing and redesigning instead of replacing. This is the decision most homeowners completely miss. When it's time to fix or replace a driveway, most people replace what they had same size, same shape, same footprint, and they lose one of the biggest opportunities in residential landscaping. Downsizing the driveway and redesigning it as part of a broader front yard plan. Every square foot of driveway you remove is a square foot of lawn, planting bed, or hardscape you can gain. A 12-foot wide driveway can often be narrowed to 10 feet with no functional loss. A long straight driveway can often be softened with a landscaped island at the entry. A wide apron near the street can be trimmed to a normal width. The removed square footage becomes new front yard. Trees can be planted, beds can be extended, lawn can be restored, and the entire front of the home suddenly reads as more balanced, more designed, and more valuable. Appraisers add value for improved landscape ratio. Buyers see the intentional design instead of raw hardscape dominance, and the redesign often costs less than a straight replacement because you're paving less square footage. If you're facing a driveway replacement, the highest return decision isn't about the material, it's about whether to install less of it. So those are the 5 driveway choices you'll regret: basic unsealed concrete, stamped concrete, loose gravel, thin base asphalt, and oversized driveways. And the 5 that add real value: sealed concrete, properly, based pavers, permeable pavers, real natural stone, and downsizing instead of replacing. Your driveway is one of the largest and most visible decisions in your entire front yard. Choosing badly costs thousands in maintenance and lost value. Choosing well delivers a surface that ages beautifully, requires minimal upkeep, and quietly adds to what your home is worth every year. If this changed how you'll think about your next driveway project, hit the like button. And if you haven't seen my video on the 5 front yard features that waste your money and the 5 that pay you back, that video is on the screen. Watch it next. See you there.